The struggles that come with marketing founders are so strong that people never really start or find that this is important because they haven't seen examples of success. They just see the big ones like Elon Musk and such, and then like, I can never be as big as them. So, and then they never start. But like the imposter syndrome, the risk, the care. If you're starting a company, you're taking risk. The more insane the idea is at the time you're creating this, the higher risk you're taking and the higher the reward. I'm going to try to use myself as an example for this struggles for founders. The idea I'm working on today, it's Metal Social, which is a platform you can connect all of your channels to, and then it will help you create engaging content. It will create the content that your target audience wants to see, but it will just take you into a level. Instead of starting from 0, you want to be at 70%. And we do that through something I never thought would be possible. It's through training an AI model to understand all of your previous posts and tune it on psychology books, the best materials that exist from the best creators in the world, the ones that have on LinkedIn, like if you have 1 million, then it's like the same as 100 million on YouTube. Taking all of the lessons from content writing and so on and training the model to be your personal writing assistant, then you're still in control. So I don't believe that AI can take that human aspect, because all of the ideas for the content pillars, like people connect with your personal story. That's what's really dangerous with the way social media is evolving now, is that so many people just like write me a post about AI and then they just give it 2-3 words and then the AI just gives them an answer, right? Which looks good and it has hashtag, for example, which you should never use on LinkedIn, or never, but has zero function. Then they start publishing and then it's very polarized because you're not bringing your personal story into it. You're just writing what everybody else is writing. This is why I believe like most of those companies that are doing this will fail. And there is a better way, and a better way is just starting by asking yourself the right question. Who is my target audience? I think this could change. If we draw this as a flow chart, I've done this here. This is the infinite feedback loop. You start by identifying your target audience, then you create content pillars, 3 to 5. 3 would be good, 5 would be perfect. More than that would be you're spreading yourself too thin. So if you're speaking about crypto, AI, HR, football, basketball, like there needs to be, the content pillars need to be kind of targeted. And you know why it should be targeted? There's a very simple reason for that. If we think, okay, I'm starting from 0. This graph here is followers and this is time. So I want to reach a lot of people over time. Well, the actual growth is going to be like exponential. The people that have a lot of followers, their audience is very diverse, right? And it starts like compiling. With my company now, with the previous company, reached like 100,000 followers, more than 100,000. And now every time I log in, I get like 50 new ones. You know why? Because there is a momentum, and I'm not posting anything, I'm not active, but they're like, people see like the certain size and then they start following it. I think growth should be more of like a percentage thing, and I think 5%, it shows that you're doing things correctly. If it shows growth below 5%, you need to tune your methods, and the industry standard for marketing, if you're growing by 5%, it's amazing. While going with 5%, if you're going from 100 to 105 followers, you have grown by 5%, but then people say, oh, you're not growing. Well, you're growing with that percentage, and if you keep compounding that over time, then it becomes exponential. So within a year, you're at 10K, and then you have reached success. And now when you reach 10K, you're not getting 50 followers, you're getting hundreds, right? Because of that compounding effect. And that people don't understand it. The reason of not spreading yourself too thin, for the niching down, there's a very specific reason for that. It's really hard to find the initial followers, and then it starts exploding. So if you are very targeted and you have you're niching down, so you're talking about a certain topic that you know that your target audience is interested in. So where we are with AI right now, people are very interested in saving time and testing out these tools. They're curious and they want to see that. They don't necessarily have time to see that, like automation and so on. When you start creating that as a content pillar that solves their issue, which is they're curious, they don't want to miss out, and you're creating it in a good way where it's hooking, and the content flows in a way that's easy to read, and it's more like a story so it doesn't feel like it's AI generated. The AI generated content, I mean, people hate that. Just stop generating everything with AI and posting. People hate that. They see it. They feel like it's not you, and they don't engage with you, right? Imagine like being polarized. You want to be unique. A brand is a unique identity. So why are you just doing everything else everybody's doing? You want to be unique. That's the whole point. So if you want to get your followers really quickly, niching down and having the content pillar very specific. The more specific, the higher success you get in the start. If I would start a tech channel today, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start creating videos about how-to guides for Python. I will not get the traction. You know why? It will most likely fail. The reason I would not get the traction is there are bigger channels than me that are doing how-to Python videos. Well, the momentum is in AI, for example. What are people searching for? If I'm delivering what the current momentum is, I will grow with it. If I just do what I'm interested in, not what my target audience is interested in, I will not be able to grow, and then all of my efforts will fail at the end of the day. So you need to niche down in the start, be very specific if you want to succeed. That's super important. I hope that comes across. Niching down will allow you to grow with the momentum. That's the lesson from this. And then now, this process, you identify your audience and their goals. You create content pillars. Things are interesting for you, but again, it's not about you. It's about your target audience. If you manage to show that personal aspect of you and your backstory, and you manage to create your own style of writing and, you know, being famous for a certain thing, that comes with time. It doesn't come from day one. I'm imagining like a lot of the founders we help, they're like first-time founders, so they need help with those basics and to land those basics in place. And then once you have the content builds and you're starting creating content for them, then you're publishing them. And then you're seeing the response. You're seeing that in two metrics. You're seeing that in number of comments you get, the reach, and the likes. If you're small, it will be relative. Just to show you an example, I will be using myself as an example. Let me show you my analytics. Last 7 days, my post impressions, they grow by 200%. Followers go by 5%. Followers all inbound. I'm not reaching out to anyone. And then the post impressions are like 5,200 views, people for the different posts I'm creating. I told you, like, growing with 5% a month is amazing. And why? It's because I'm creating content people are interested in. Then it means I've kind of found my content pillars. They're not perfect yet. I've been revalidating, posting some stuff because I started very wide. I am interested in a lot of topics, and I've been into a lot of different type of fields, from media to crypto to, you know, consultation to IT to development. So I can speak about a lot of things. But the people I'm targeting, what are they interested in? And for me, I found out that they're interested in, for example, AI, and how they can use AI to speed up their, work less, be more lazy. And then when you're showing them that, they're like, oh, wow, we don't have time to do this. So I'm doing it for them. And then the content, this content pillar for AI content, it's exploding. And there's very few people doing it, especially on LinkedIn. There's like 1% that actually post. And this is where the dilemma for the founders is like, why would people listen to me? Well, statistically, if you're in the 1%, you're better than everyone because you're posting. But the art is creating content that is engaging. And how are you going to create that? Well, you could use a tool like Metasocial. Let me just show you this because it's free. The tool I'm speaking about is free, and I guarantee you that it will create better content for you. I talked about books, psychology, hooking, all of this. This model is trained on all of this. So you can go on the GPT store and search Ada by Metasocial. Ask it to, you don't need to ask it, just write a few words about the topic you want to write. And it's going to use the best templates in the world in order to format this in a psychological way that is hooking. So it starts with a hook, and it uses different type of what are the winning templates. So asking this question is going to be interesting. So it's different content styles that's trained on, that's perfect for LinkedIn. And every time you ask, it gives you 3 variants. So this is definitely better what you will get from like ChatGPT, like normal ChatGPT. But what's really unique, if you learn with time to add your own style to this, that's where you explode, right? you start getting 5% and stuff like that. Again, 5% growth within a month is amazing. So within a week is really good. So how are you analyzing and doing the feedback? Well, you're doing it by looking at the statistics. Maybe once a week, you can see that here, and you're seeing what's working, what's flopping, and we'll do less of the flopping, do more of the succeeding, right? And then for the audience, you can see who follows you and the new followers. Just to be specific on LinkedIn, creating content is good, but commenting, it kind of makes your exposure blow up, because when you're creating content, you're just targeting the current target group you have. So you're creating content to your followers. But when you're commenting, that is being seen by other people and their followers. So if they check your profile and they say that, oh yeah, he's speaking about this topic, which I'm also passionate about, then they start following you and you start growing. So in order to grow in terms of followers, you should definitely comment. It's one of the easiest ways. In terms of specific style of commenting, you don't want to be boring, not like agree and disagree, but more like kind of like trying to show your personality in that. And really easy way, if you want to cheat code, is just creating like 5 styles for your commenting and then just going through them every single day, and you will see results immediately on the profile views. But if you don't have good content from before, then people will not follow you. So just optimizing your profile in terms of the photo, the banner, and the heading, it goes a long way. And then in terms of like specific styles, like I like to use casual, provocative, and humor as a style of commenting, and being short. So casual is just like not being very corporate. People connect with people at the end of the day. Provocative is like if they say something, it's like you can disagree in a nice way and maybe provoke them at the same time. These type of posts, for some reason, they do the best, because algorithms are trained on hate. No, I'm just joking, half joking. And humor, we like to be entertained. So be data driven when you're creating the topics for your content pillars. Be data driven.